about. So you're going to let it make like a little mitten for your fingertips by turning it inside out. And then you're going to make a fist on top of it. Now once you get this, if you do it right, it's going to be very, very difficult for him to shove that grip. Okay, because at most, even if he's stronger than you, you're going to be able to follow him. Right? Now, when you get wrist control, with the T-grip or without, the farther your elbows are away from your hips, the weaker you are. So, yes, exactly. If my elbows get out away from my hips and stay there for very long, he's going to have more control over my arms than I have over his. However, this is going to be part of the technique. You need to get his arm away so that you can get in there and make the attack. So, you're going to uncross your guard, you're going to put one foot on the hip. You're going to keep this one in tight, okay? You're going to swing the arms out. Actually, we're going to leave one arm in. You're going to swing the other arm out, and this leg is not on the hip, it's going to come in. Now, I need to get my back of this calf on the back of his neck. If I don't lift my hips, it's going to be very hard to do. There's ways that you can fix your busted triangle if you end up here in sparring, which we will get to someday when I teach another triangle lecture. But for now, we're here, foot on the hip, swing that arm away. I'm going to bring my leg up and I'm going to pop my hips up just like we did in that drill. But I'm using this foot on his hip to do it. Look, here. Like this. Now that we're here, I need to clamp down on him. But if I clamp down with my leg across his back, I'm not going to be able to choke him. So once I get here, my hips are up, I want the back of my calf across the back of his neck, and I have to change my angle in order to make the choke move. I need this part of my hamstring, the back of my leg, to be on this part of his neck. So I'm here, I'm going to use this foot on his hip to push my body this way, as I clamp down on the back of his neck. Now, just like arm bars, you have to curl your legs in. I have to really crunch down. Because he's going to want to make posture, cross my triangle, so I need to avoid letting him do that. To avoid letting him do that, I have to crunch down tight. Now, we're here, I've made my angle. Now, to finish, I need to get this part of my ankle and this part of my knee. Here. And now I'm crushing one side of his neck with my leg. I'm squeezing his shoulder in against the other side of his neck. And it's going to compress the blood vessels to the side of his neck, and it might even cut off his airway. Now to get the finish, I'm going to both hands on the head. I'm going to squeeze my knees together. I'm going to pull his head down and lift my hips. Now watch. This is why it works. His head or his neck and shoulder are in this space. Yeah. Okay? Now see if I change the angle, you see how that space got a little smaller? Yeah. If I squeeze my knees together, it gets smaller still. Now, it's called a triangle because look, that's a triangle. Right? And I'm squeezing his shoulder and neck down into the tip of the triangle. Pulling his head down, squeezing my knees together, and lifting my hips up towards him. So the space for his head and neck gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And eventually, you're not going to be able to breathe, or there's no blood going into his brain. And you start to pass out. So, when we're practicing this, guys, if your partner's applying a triangle choke or any choke to you in jiu-jitsu, and you're still able to breathe, but your face starts to feel really warm, and the outsides of your vision start to dim and go dark, tap out, because you're about to fall asleep. Okay? You can still be breathing just fine, and I can still put you to sleep, like any of your friends. If that starts to, and the face feeling warm and the darkness coming from the sides, you're about to go out, so tap out. Let's see it one more time before we practice. Wrist control, make my little finger mitt. Foot on the hip, swing his arm out, pop up. My hips, this is the most important part, that's why I did that drill. This is the triangle attack. Everything else is just details. This is the most important part. Make the angle, leg behind the neck. Cross my legs over, head down, hips up, knees together. All right, you guys want to see it again? Think you got it? Let's do it.